Hello everyone, welcome back to another day of notes. We're going to start with day 2 notes. We're doing simplifying expressions, and oh my gosh, I can't talk, guys. We are going to start with the vocabulary. So I had mentioned in class that we had forgotten some vocab words, so I'm going to scroll. You guys are going to go to the bottom of your page because there seems to be a little bit of room at the bottom. And we're going to write some intro vocab words that I forgot about. Okay? So the first vocab word is variable. A variable is a letter used for an unknown value. So when we don't know everything, we actually put in variables as our little placeholders until we can figure out the value. Okay? A coefficient is a number being multiplied with a variable. Okay? A constant is a number without a variable. So it's just a single number by itself. That is called a constant, and there's no variable there. And a term is part of a mathematical sentence. And that term will include the sign in front. So if you look at this example right here, 6c is one term, because it's all together. Okay? -7 here, because I'm including the sign, is a term. D is a term. 4 is a term. -6d is a term. Okay? Those are all the parts that make up that mathematical sentence. Okay? So if you missed anything or if I'm going too fast, pause the video. Make sure you have these vocab words written down. They are very, very important. And we will use this terminology a lot. Okay? So now we're going to go back up to the top and we'll do the new vocab. So like terms are terms that have the same variable and the same exponent. Okay? So it's not just that they're the same letter, they also have to have the same kind of exponent being raised to. So if you look at this example, we have m and n. Okay? M and n are not like terms because they don't have the same variable. But 14m and 3m are like terms. On this example, we have the x squared for this term, but here we have an x. So these are not like terms because they have different exponents, even though they have the same letter. Okay? Our goal, once we've identified all the terms, is to combine like terms. This is the process of adding or subtracting like terms. So that way, instead of writing it two different ways, we can combine them. We just have one term that means like m or something. Simplify means to put in simplest form. So to try to get as many operations done as we can. With variables, we're not going to be able to have a single value at the end like we did with evaluating, but we can simplify. We can try to do some of the operations that we see. So what does it mean to combine like terms? You can only combine like terms that have the same variable and the same exponent. Okay? So in example 1, we'll go ahead and combine. Now combine actually means to add, but we can also subtract the same way. Okay? And that is how we're going to simplify. Just by combining like terms will allow us to simplify the expression. So here we have 2a, we have 3b, and -4a. Okay? If we look at it, we know that 2a and -4a are like terms because they both have the a. So we can combine it. And actually, I'm going to make this smaller. One thing I like to do, guys, and I'm going to do it for the next example, I'll show you. So we can combine those. So 2, and the way that we combine it, we just combine the coefficient. 2 plus -4 or 2 minus 4. That's what we're going to do. So 2 minus 4 gives us -2. So it's -2a, and then because we didn't do anything with the b, we bring it down. And that is our simplified thing. So instead of having 3 terms, now we only have 2. So it's simplified it a little bit. Okay? And that's as much as we can do because we don't know what the values for a and b are. Okay? For the second one, another way you could do it, which this is my preferred method, is I actually use different colors or different lines to help me. So I've got 14m negative 3n, sorry, 14m minus 3n minus 2n plus 3m. So I go through and I combine my I find my like terms. So 14m and positive 3m are like terms. So I can combine those. Okay, so I just do 14 plus 3 and write an m after it to get my combined version. Now, negative 3n and negative 2n are also like terms. Okay, so I would combine those. So negative 3 minus 2. And then just put an n on the end of it. So my combined version would be 14 plus 3 gives me 17m. And negative 3 minus 2 gives me negative 5n. And that's my combined. That's how I combine like terms. So that is my simplified answer. Okay? So, the next one, I've got a 5x. I got a positive 4x. I have a minus 6, which that's not like term, so I can't color it purple, but I'll do a different color for it. And I've got a plus 5x squared. Now, x squared is not a like term with just x. They have the same letter, yes, but they do not have the same exponent. So that would get a different color. Okay? And then I would go ahead and combine. Okay? So 5 plus 4 would give me 9x. I don't have anything combined with the minus 6, so I just write minus 6. I don't have anything combined with the plus 5x squared, so I just write it out. Okay? So that would be my combined like terms. Okay? So you guys are going to go ahead, note, sorry, all of your answers should be arranged so the variables are in alphabetical order first, like this guy and this guy, and then in order from least to greatest exponent. So this guy should actually be rewritten. So we should have the 5x squared plus 9x minus 6. Okay? That's a super fancy way of writing it. So you guys are going to try these on your own. Try these 3. At the very least, I should see you like highlighting, underlining, circling your like terms. Okay? You should be able to identify which ones are like terms. Alright? So give that one a go. And then those are just our vocab words from before that if you have not written down, you must write down. I will be checking for this at the bottom of your page. Alright. Another way to simplify is distributive property. The distributive property is multiplication distributed over addition or subtraction. So if you have a times the parentheses b plus c, that means you're going to do a times b and a times c. Okay? You simplify it like that. You can look at these examples. If the a is on the outside at all, you're going to multiply it inside. Okay? It doesn't matter if there's addition inside or subtraction inside. Okay? So we're going to try this first one. We have 1 plus 2n times 8. We are going to distribute that 8. Okay? So we're going to do an 8 times the 1 and an 8 times this 2n. Okay? And then we just go ahead and multiply to simplify it out. So 1 times 8 just gives me 8. 2n times 8 gives me 16n. Okay? And that would be my final answer. Okay? Here, I have negative x minus 1/3 times 3x plus 6x squared. Okay? Now, the number that's going to get distributed is the one right in front. And we always include the sign that's there as well. Okay? So it's negative 1/3 that we're distributing this time. So I'm going to multiply negative 1/3 times 3x and negative 1/3 times the 6x squared. Okay? This minus x in the front, we're just going to bring down. Okay? So now we have the minus x, then minus 1/3 times 3x, and this should be a minus sign, guys. Sorry. Minus 1/3 times 3x squared. Yeah, there should be a plus sign here. I forgot the negative for that one. Okay? Which means my signs are going to be off a little bit for the rest of it. Sorry. So it's negative 1/3 times 3x plus negative 1/3 times 6x squared. So now I just do the multiplication. I have the negative x comes down. This gives me negative 1x, and negative 1/3 times 6 actually gives me, where's my marker? A negative 2, so I want to write that minus sign in there. Okay? And now I can combine my like terms. So I have an x here, which is really a negative 1x. I have a negative 1x here, but I have an x squared here, so that is not combinable with these guys. So I go ahead and add it. Negative 1 minus 1. I get negative 2, and again, this should be a minus sign. Nope, I want it in black. Minus 2x squared. Okay, I know that one's a little confusing. Go ahead and try these on your own. I will give you a little hint that even though there's no number here, there actually is. It's invisible. And whenever you don't see a number but you see that minus sign, you still have to distribute, but what you're distributing is actually a minus 1, a negative 1. So that's what you're going to distribute into it. Okay? So go ahead and try those on your own. If you guys have any questions, please write them down or attempt the problem. Do not just leave it blank. If it's blank, we can't give you credit. Okay? But I will see you guys next time, and bye!